All right, so we've gotten this far, and before I continue, I just want to create a rough drawing of what I want to plan next, just to make things a little bit more controlled. When you don't have a plan, things start to escalate and turn into a mess very, very quickly. So what I want to do is just want to draw a rough drawing of what I think could possibly work for this scene. Alright, so I'm just going to create a fill layer with a pinkish color, and let's call this rough drawing. And in this stage, we're going to play. We're going to just play around and see what is possible, what will work and what won't. So I just want to draw a block. So I start off with very basic shapes like that. And the idea is just to play around. Don't make this hard. It's supposed to be fun. So let's start off with a block. Then let's imagine that there is going to be round towers. So let's add a round tower there. Okay, and with let's extend that, make that a little bit bigger, bring it up. And then this is going to be a guard tower, and there could possibly be a roof like that. Let's put another layer below that and just lower the opacity for this. Let's make this a little bit darker like that. Right, so now we've hidden the background layer, and we can play around on top of this. Right, so maybe there's stuff. Let's extend this. Maybe there's almost like a walkway that extends from here. And let's narrow that down into a very narrow walkway like that. All right. Now remember, when you extend stone and other stuff like this, you will need to support that. So we need to make sure that this is not going to break off. And we also need to maybe make that shorter. Let's make that shorter so that it makes sense. And then maybe we can do something like this. Okay. So this is another place where guards can walk and check on the realm if things are safe. Okay, let's leave it there and add more elements. So maybe we've got buildings and extensions to the castle. So let's add that as well. You can make this rough or neat. I like to keep it rough because then I'm more creative. The moment I lock down and start making things too neat, I slow down and the creativity flies out the window. So for this stage, I'm going to keep it rough. So just don't let your creativity be stifled by neatness. So maybe windows in there. Right, maybe we sink this into the roof. So that the guards can walk here, and maybe it also sinks in here with a few steps leading up to this. Right. And maybe there's a little, maybe we can, no, let's not worry about that for the moment. Just want to move this maybe. Let's put it there instead of where it is currently. Let's duplicate it, put it there. All right, so, and there might be a gate here as well. So let's extend it here. Okay, with a trapdoor that safeguards this castle, and maybe we can add an arch in there. So, and then we have a trapdoor that safeguards the castle. So this is where the peasants enter and walk around, and this is where the royalty enters with their horses and whatever. So, right, and we can have a wooden roof in here, and we would need a trapdoor where the guards can maybe enter the roof. So, and maybe we've got a ladder in there. Rough. Okay, and to fortify the castle, to fortify or make the corner stronger, we can have roundish pillars in here, and the same there. Now remember, to draw a circle, we can draw a square, and then use that for our circles. Right, so, but I'm not going to make this too neat. Like I said, let's not worry about neatness, but more about creativity and creating something that looks fun and interesting. So this is rough, and roughs are not supposed to be neat, if that makes sense. So just want to raise that little wall there. Do the same here, raise that little wall there. And maybe there's a door that enters to this, and maybe there's a door here that allows you to enter from this side and go into that little nook there. Right, and the same here. And the castle would need windows. The same there. And we keep the windows higher up so that the enemy cannot enter the castle easily. And usually the windows are narrow so that it's easily defendable. Right, so what more? What can we add to this to make it interesting? Right, so we've got that. We've got a few towers. Maybe we could... Okay, we'll do weaponry and that sort of thing later on. Now we're just worrying about and concentrating on the structures. All right. Right, so maybe we could have a little courtyard here. Going like this with a few arches. And maybe possibly this could be a little garden with trees and plants, whatever. And on this side we could have the stables where horses are kept. Whatever. So, and that could have a sloped roof like that. This can also have a sloped roof. And this could be where the soldiers, where the guards, this could be the guards' quarters. Something like that. We could also have a little roof here. And then we could copy and just paste this wherever for the other pieces, like there, there, and here. Right. So this is kind of rough at this stage. Maybe we don't want that sort of roof on that. Okay. We also might want to change this. Instead of square towers, we can change this to round towers instead. Now, from my understanding, round towers are stronger, apparently, because when the enemy attacks these square pillars, they can break these corners off and enter in there. So then you will have an opening which is easily, this can be easily opened and the enemy can enter that tower from there. Whereas with the round towers, it's much harder to create an opening in this structure. So yeah, I think we will need to change this to round so that it's stronger and better to defend. So we can change this to round towers. The other thing we need to do is we need to safeguard our castle. And maybe we want to create a bigger gate in here. So a thicker wall maybe here. And of course we are going to repeat this. maybe we could have ladders, or we could have a door leading to the top of the tower. Okay, this is rough. Sometimes you'll see that when you do your roughs, you will understand what you are doing there. I will clean up my rough so that you can see what I'm planning for my little castle here. Right, and a thicker wall. And in this structure we could have, now you get those trapdoors that fall from the top to the bottom, but in this case, because we've made this structure so that it's not high enough to allow for a door to fall, we will need to create a wooden door that opens on hinges. So right, so right, so I think let's stop there. And in the next lesson, I will clean this up. I'll make this neat and start adding the texture. So we're going to basically use the textures we've already created for this scene and fill in wherever we want the brick walls to be. I'll create new textures for the doors, windows, and the likes, and roofs. So I hope to see you in the next lesson when we take this further and create the little castle with our new gates in the front. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson.